Well, today is another daunting but very important episode at the beginning of our FC Copenhagen tenure. We played a second leg of our second round Champions League Qualifier, in which a win would guarantee us group stage football in some form of European competition. And then domestically in the Danish Superliga, we face Midtjylland, last season's champions. And if we want to do anything about stopping them this year, we must avoid defeat at the very least. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 25 of the Coach's Head with me, Daniel. We are back today to continue, I would say, the impossible task of trying to reach the Champions League group stages. But I do want to get past Wisla Krakow, and yes, then we face Ajax and quite possibly go out. But it will mean European group stage football, and to be fair, if we drop into the Conference League or the Europa League, you never know. Maybe we can go on a run. We've got a 2-0 advantage in that one from the last episode that we'll try and press home today. But then the big game just 4 days later is Midtjylland. First v second from last year. The rivals, the team we've got to topple. And the reason the last manager got sacked is because he couldn't do just that. We've got our new goalkeeper in at Van Dijk, but he cannot feature in this one. So he'll make his debut at the weekend too. And hopefully he's going to be followed by some more signings, because my early concerns about this maybe being another Bayern Munich were probably a little bit premature, if I'm being honest, because there has now been another very good offer for a young right back. So if you're looking forward to meeting any potential new players and seeing 2 huge games in this hectic start to the season, then please do put a thumbs up on it. But we're going to head straight on over to the transfer centre, because since you were last with me, it has been action galore. Another first team departure that we didn't expect. That man is Anders Abildgaard. Now, the reason I'm a bit more concerned about this one is he's one of the younger players in the squad that came through the academy. Only 23 years of age. He's a good footballer. As you can see, he's been loan listed by his new club as they're looking to make a profit on him. They didn't even buy him to play him as a first team player. They just wanted to buy him and then sell him on for more. But he was a backup player. I can't be gutted if it's not the first 11 players going. But I am upset that we've lost a good young homegrown player who knows what it means to play for the club and could have been big in a squad, just because the director of football wants to make some quick money. The big news, though, is that we've got a new first choice goalkeeper, and it's for very slightly less than we sold Gunnarsson for. So a slight profit, similar age goalkeeper, and you'd have to argue on a star rating, maybe a slightly better one, because your Van Dijk, 3.5 star ability, is a very good keeper. He doesn't like to rush out. So I'm going to see how he gets on in the sweeper keeper role, but we may have to adjust that later on. But he's good, he's experienced. At 31 as a keeper, he's still got 3 or 4 very good years in him. He's good mentally, he's good physically, and he's solid all round. He's a better shot stopper, he's got better reflexes than his predecessor, but maybe not quite so big and commanding in the air, which is maybe a concern. But Van Dijk is in, and he may be followed by another superstar, because while we're still waiting on a couple of deals, there are a few that may well be in the offing. Let's have a look then, as Brian Sears still awaits his work permit. There are 2 other offers, one for a youngster, MF Midtjylland, who, do you know what, he's not great, but maybe as an emergency, nice to have in the academy. But the one that I'm really excited about is another young British fullback from Arsenal, but this time Joe May. 4 million quid up front with plenty of future add-ons as well. He is a 22-year-old right back who can also play right wing. And you know what? He would be the perfect foil for us. He's great in the formation. He likes to get forward. Would be ideally suited to the wing-back role rather than a traditional fullback. Yes, he's not the best defensively. And in Europe, it's not going to help us win anything. But as a transfer-listed player who, to be fair, is going to be playing on the front foot mostly for us, he'll be a really good signing. However, he is wanted by other clubs. And we've just got to hope that our director of football can get the deal done before the likes of Southampton, Rangers or Leicester come in. Fingers crossed that will come off for us, because that would be the signing that gives us a decent player everywhere in the 11, which for now is the main priority. On the flip side of that, there are more players potentially leaving. We talked about Mads Johansson briefly in the last episode, who was on the bench. He is that 18-year-old centre mid who's brilliant. In a way, playing first team football in a second tier in the Netherlands wouldn't be a bad thing for him. But obviously it would be a shame for us to lose a backup in that regard. And the other one is one that I was pleasantly surprised about. You can remember I was a bit upset that loan offers were rejected for Friedel last episode. Well, now he's been transfer listed. He's on the unwanted list. That was due to the backroom advice meeting. For 3.2 million or 2.9, I'll take either fee. For a 33-year-old, it's not even about him as a player. It's about the wages. He's the highest earner at the club by 20 grand a week. We've got to get him out of here. It will free up so much for the director of football and will allow us to get more signings in, which is the priority because this squad is still small and a lot of the subs bench is youth players. We've got to improve that. With that in mind, though, let's go straight through to the fixtures because we are picking up straight where we left off. We won 2-0 at home to Wisla Krakow in a first leg last time out. Everything else is looking decent. So what can we do in a second one? We go away to Poland with a 2-0 advantage. But anyone who is up to date with the other save will know that away European ties haven't always been my forte this year. So let's get through the team selection. Let's look at the subs we need to make. I'm going to bring back a Churi for Tumheim because it does seem to work better with him on the left as an experienced player. We've got no option for Fulston. It's still got to be Cordano in goal because we can't register Juve until the next qualifying round. And while there is a slight knock for Thompson, a little bit of a doubt, I think he'll be all right to play. So I'm going to try and keep it as steady and secure as possible the first few matches. Don't want to be making wholesale changes. Don't want to be rotating and trying to be clever. Just want to get the job done. We're going to take Jorgensen off the bench for Pint, youngster. We're going to leave everything else pretty much as it is. So I think one change from the 11 that played in the first leg and hopefully a very similar outcome. Let's go and get through to it in Poland, see if we can make it for guaranteed European group stage football and a reunion with Dutch football against Ajax. Well, 3 changes for our hosts from the game against them, although I don't know if they've played a domestic game at the weekend. We should probably have a quick look at that. Wisla Krakow, yes, they have. So Danish football has actually helped us out a bit here. Popielek is their star player from the weekend who... He's 2-star ability. He's not great, if we're being honest. Is he one of those who dropped out? No idea. Let's get through to the tunnel interview, which there isn't one, and into the first half. Bogarts and Popielek are the 2 number 10s, so he is playing. That does mean that a lot of them should be a bit more fatigued, and maybe that'll be the advantage. If we can just keep it steady, keep it tidy till half-time, then maybe we'll grow into it later. As Terats with the corner have done some work on it. The set pieces in training, it's not having an effect just yet. I suspect it won't until a couple of taller players come in, as Thompson gets the ball on halfway. If the worst happens and we don't get big signings in, I will just switch to short corners and that. I should mention as well, shouldn't I, on the left-hand side of the 2 centre-halves, we've got Lund Jensen in for Salisu. I completely forgot that change because Salisu's left the club. So he's not quite the same as the first leg as Hoyland's header is off the bar. A good effort, a positive start, we're on the front foot. But yeah, Salisu, the other departure since the last video. So unfortunately, he's not in there either. Lund Jensen, though, not much of a step down. So no problem with him. I'm just having a look at those scores at the top. What has happened since my previous Builder Nations? Because TNS are beating Pogon. Glentoran are beating Slovan Bratislava. Where was all this when we were managing in Northern Ireland and Wales? We've got all the same leagues loaded. It's frustrating. As in the box, go Wisla Krakow. Don't get them back in a tie. It's off the woodwork. Yes, it's good that we're restricting them to screamers from distance. But I don't really like the nerves. We need them to stay out and we need it to stay 2-0. If they get one back, things could get quite nervy. We get through the dressing room at half-time. We're in a very good position. I just want everyone to focus on the game. Henrik Winter seems anxious. Come on, I've got faith in you. Relax. He doesn't seem too happy. Might have to bring on the more experienced one. We've got the Saudi centre-half, Tambakti, who at 32 might do the job here. And they picked up a key injury early in the second half. They've not offered a lot. Smashed the woodwork from distance, but that's about it. And I think now we can start to look at changes. It will be a reverse of the change we made at the start. Fernandez back to the left. Tunheim will come on. We have got Luis Suarez back today who could come off the bench if need be. I'm going to take Thompson off, who was really struggling. He's going to be replaced by... Well, it's probably going to have to be Romeo now, isn't it? He's not really a ball winner by trade, but because we've lost Abelgard, who would have come on, it's going to be Romeo. I'll leave the rest for now. I don't want to make too many at once, but he wasn't quite fit, so he probably needs to come off. 20 minutes remaining. It's been a comfortable night so far. Not the most entertaining, but job done, which is probably what we need after recent videos. As Terats gets down the right to Tunheim. Chance to cross the ball. It's a good delivery. But Lissau will get there. Fernandez doesn't get the challenge in. I'm just thinking what else I can do without really harming the team too much. As Lissau goes long, big ball over the top. Winther does win it, to be fair. All 5'10" of him. As Fernandez down the left-hand side to Zacharitis. 1-2. Fernandez into the box. It's good turn. It's good football. It's great footwork. And it's a lovely finish. Julian Fernandez off the mark for the season. That is a very nice goal. And in truth, it should very much be tie over with just 17 minutes to go. We're going to go and make a couple more changes because we've got to think about Midtjylland at the weekend. Højlund is struggling a bit. Mads Johansson could come on. I mean, he's a good player. Is he going to do the job we really want in there? I'm not so sure. I might leave that 5 more. Has he played for the club at senior level? Yes, he has. Schmidt is going to come off for Suarez. Just so he gets a run out. I'm going to bring off Højlund. Do I do it? Do I do it? Yes, I do. Højlund's coming off. Mads Johansson on. Let's leave it at those 2 for now. 10 more minutes. We'll make the final one. Don't want to risk playing with 10 for too long. Well, 5 minutes remaining. It's a corner kick for Wisla Krakow. We'll love to keep the clean sheet. And it looks like we might just about do so. Forster again is knackered at right back, but I just don't have a sub. And I know that the work permit for the other one, even if he accepts, won't be done by then. So we're just going to have to rest him in training. Ironically, our youth right back has now become the most important player at the club. Instead, we'll take off Julian Fernandez for Gudmundsson. Suarez off the left, Gudmundsson through the middle. His first appearance under my management. And with 4 minutes played of added on time, European group stage football is confirmed. I'm not sure it's going to be the Champions League, which is what the board want, because Ajax is a tough test up next. We'll show some of that tie, of course. But that is a really important one for me personally to make sure we've got group stage football again. Now it's another big one on Sunday, mercifully 5 days off. Let's go and get through to it. If there's any transfer news, I'll tell you. But otherwise, you'll see me next for Midtjylland. Well, we return for fitness test time ahead of another very big game at the start of our tenure. However, it's more off the pitch that the focus has been the last few days. We've not yet got the right back, but we have got a loan manager. The staffing team getting its first improvement since we joined. Ori Prinson has joined as our loan manager. Hang on a minute. You're earning more than me. What's happening here? How are you getting more money a week than me to watch a few loan players? Something has gone awry. I'm not happy with that. We have picked up knocks yesterday to Thompson and to Lubicic, so we're going to have to keep an eye on those as we go through to the big game. They've won both of their first 2, Midtjylland. We've won our first one. It's a must not lose, and ideally, a game if we could win, I would be very happy with. But I've just seen a name. We've come up in this save already in the Netherlands against a number of the players we ended up managing at the elite level in the head coach. And we've got another one. At Bayern, we had John Hervenhove. Here, he's just a wee nipper at 20 years of age. But he's still a very good striker, isn't he? What a footballer. No wonder they've been winning the league titles. We're going to bring in Van Doof for his first start for the club. He comes in as our new first choice goalkeeper. I'm absolutely thrilled to have him here. But we are going to have to make some other decisions because there's heavy match loads everywhere. We've got Ajax again in 3 days' time. We've then got another game weekend midweek. It is a schedule that is becoming very difficult to deal with. With a squad that's not got that much depth, I'm not really sure what the right option is. Tambakti has weirdly been given a new deal, promising him first team football. So at 32, that's given us a decision to make there. But for now, I'm going to go and sort this team out. We'll be back in a minute to run through it. Well, I'm going to stick my neck on the line here. I think this is the best we can do. I've made the decision that I'm going to prioritise the Superliga. My feeling is if I win the Danish Superliga, I'll stay in the job. And that's even if I don't get to the Champions League group stages, which we probably won't against Ajax anyway. So let's just focus on trying to win this game. Romeo comes in for the injured Thompson, who will be on the bench as an emergency. We've also gone for Diouf in goal, who replaces Cordano, who goes back to backup. And everything else stays the same. So you know the team pretty well. It is just a new goalkeeper and a new holding midfielder. Let's hope that they can do the business. We've got a right back hopefully coming in before long. That should solve the last big weakness in the squad. Then we've just got to work out our best team from a couple of other options. That bit should be the easier bit for me. For now, it's a massive game. It's a clash of the titans at the top of this division. It's first v second from last year. It's the side the board have brought us in to get past. So let's see if we can get the result against Midtjylland, who are led up front by Hervenhov. They've got quality players in the team. You'll recognise a few of them. I mean, even on the bench, they've got Sven Vandenberg, who we know is pretty high quality. And they've got other players of real class too. Rasmus Bertelsen, a decent manager in game. So let's ask the boys to pick up where they left off, get them motivated, get them inspired. And into the first half, another big crowd. Both of our first 2 games against these big boys have been at home, which is a benefit. I'll take a quiet game here. A sneaky 0-0 or 1-0, that'd be perfectly good enough for me. Well, here we are, just over 10 minutes in, as Terrats has possession and goes back into defence. Lund Jensen looking for Terrats and Schmidt, waiting for the runner, but he goes from distance. That must have moved in the air, because the keeper was fooled all ends up. Was swerving left and right, and in the end, he can only parry it round for a corner, which Terrats will take, aiming for that near post again. It's not going to happen, is it? We're not going to get in enough big men to make it work, though Winther knocks it down for full stop. We've done well to keep it alive. Into the box to Fernandez, back out to Winther again. Good delivery this time, Elias up. And it's away, cleared downfield. We prevent the counter though. Romeo wins back possession. A good start, positive on the front foot. But now we've got a corner to defend, and we know it's going to be our weakness. We have not got the aerial threat in there. And in both boxes, that could be costly. Director of football, that's your next task after a right back. For now though, 0-0, and I'm happy enough with that. Well, not just the corner bombardment here. It's the long throw we've got to deal with from Midtjylland. They play a tricky one though, and it comes back to the edge of the box. Good delivery. Forster, the man who heads it away in the end. And it's out to the right-hand side for Midtjylland. We're trying to work back. We've been skinned there. It's a good ball in. Terrats was dragged wide, but it's away by Højlund. And Ashuri flicks on for Schmidt. Now can we counter with Fernandez in the centre circle? It's very congested. They've forced us inside there. But Elias finds the ball down the line for Schmidt. And there's an option to cross. It deflects back to Højlund. That is fortunate. We'll take it. But there is a big slice of fortune there. Schmidt's cutback was nowhere near anybody. It took a sort of slice leg clearance from Midtjylland straight into the path of Højlund. And we go 1-0 up, but we're straight down the other end with another corner. Lund Jensen wins the header. He's 6'4". He's going to have to be everywhere in there. He's about the only one as it's out to the edge of the box. And Juve makes a good save. First big moment for him. With just under half an hour gone, we're just about in front, but it's been an even game. There's no doubt in it. Lund Jensen gets the ball wide to Zagaritis. He's got options in support, and he finds Elias on that left-hand side, who is still doing a job as first choice for now. The experienced man showing his class as it's out to Zagaritis. Really worried about what this squad's going to look like in 3 days when everyone's knackered. As Elias goes wide, here is Zagaritis again. Chance to cross, there's 5 in the middle. He goes alone though. Nearly surprises the keeper. Through the bodies to the bottom left-hand corner. It's tipped wide for a corner kick, which Elias will get to again. Chance to cross to the front post is a poor corner. I've made the decision. I'm going to change it before Tuesday. We've tried the technique. It's not worked out. So we're going to go back to either the far post corner or we'll find a short routine. Because Lund Jensen's the only man who can head it, frankly. Well, as we approach half-time, you can actually see Midtjylland have the higher expected goals. They've had double the shots and double the shots on target. But we've had most of the ball and we've made our chances count. We lead 1-0 thanks to a moment of fortune. But I don't care. I said it at the start. Give me a scrappy 1-0 and I'll take it. If we have to hold on for dear life, I couldn't care less. I'll actually be more proud we kept a clean sheet with this team. As Terrats has got the chance on the left to cross. Where does he go with this one? Back post to Winther. 2 chances blocked. First one with a head, second with a foot. Winther's actually not bad in the air if he's unmarked. It's just when he comes up against someone tall. With an hour gone though, we've got to start thinking about subs. Højlund is struggling physically. Both wingers are struggling performance-wise. Have we got the subs to make the difference in this game? As Fernandez finds Højlund. Great run again. Oh, he's such a good player. The great save by the keeper. He tips it round the post. It was an outstretched fingertip too. And Terrats will have the corner, which we know we're not going to make anything of. Oh, we nearly won one there. Forster gets it back wide to him. Terrats to the edge to Elias. It's blocked to Winther. Fernandez. Curling effort tip wide. Another great effort on goal. A really good display. But we can't cap it with a second goal. We've started this half well. Terrats into the front post. Forster's up. Headed away, out for a throw. And now we can think about changes. Because physically and performance-wise, there are a fair few struggling. Well, in what will be his first and last appearance for me, I've decided to give Friedel a send-off in a defensive midfield role. He might as well earn that 56 grand a week for one more day. He's going to go in the holding role. Romeo pushes forward. Terats goes to advanced playmaker. Højlund the man that's off. And then we've done the usual sub in attacking midfield. Achori off for Tunheim. Fernandez switches sides. And then soon enough, we'll bring on Suarez as well. Though, hang on a minute. Will Midtjylland equalise before it? You know my superstition. The pending changes are on, and the goal is nearly scored. It's wide of the post. Juve just watches it into the side netting. I don't think he was getting near it if it was on target. 15 to go. I will now take Fernandez off. And I think, well, I would do Zakaritis, but Lubicic is struggling, isn't he? So I think the sub we're going to go for is Suarez for Fernandez. I might even have to leave the others. It's not an ideal scenario, but no one can play right back, and Lubicic isn't fit on the left. We might give him 5 at the end, but I want to win this game. That's the priority. The second half performance has been good as Terats keeps the ball in. Looks for Friedel in a holding role. Already got his yellow card. Forster goes back to Winther. Support down the right-hand side, but we're not in a rush to get forward, are we? This is possession for the sake of it. Then Jensen in a centre circle. Professional game management, please. 1-2 with Romeo. It's almost intercepted. Then Jensen goes wide to Zakaritis. Jensen to Romeo. Lovely spell of possession, but why on earth are we watching this? Is it a key highlight? Is it going to be one of those 40 pass goals as Forster gets down the right? Just gives it away. Don't say we're going to concede from it. Don't say we're going to concede from it. Thomas down the left-hand side into the centre circle. Abrahamson goes back out to Knudsen. Got support down the line. He goes himself. Knudsen to the byline across the box. And Abrahamson puts it in. 1-1. Juve couldn't stop that. And we're 10 to go. You can see the right back Forster. He's knackered. He's on a yellow. We've not got the quality out there to deal with it. I've not got anyone who can even go out there. In fact, the only man who can is Friedel. And I might do it now. I'm that tempted. I'm going to put him right back. I'm going to go in a holding role for 10 minutes. I'm just going to throw Thompson on and hope he copes. And then on the left, do I do Lubicic? I think I might do Terats in the middle, but there's no subs. All I've got on the bench is 2 centre forwards and a centre half. It's not the scenario we wanted, is it? I'm going to go Lubicic for Zakaritis. Fresh legs over quality. We've got to remember that in FM24. 5 minutes to go. It's been an even game. There is no doubt a draw would be a fair result. And I think at this stage of the season, with our squad still being built, it would be enough for us. I'd take it. But if we can do better in the last minute of stoppage time, I'll be leaping out my seat. Terats has a chance to get the ball in, but he's forced backwards. Just not got enough of a threat from set pieces, have we? Oh, Thompson gets it wide to Tunheim. That touch is diabolical. Went about 30 yards. Friedel gets it back, though, from a poor clearance from the keeper. Romeo into Suarez. What a ball. Oh, it deflects in. It's luck of the highest order again. How many goals already have we scored from big deflections? Suarez in the 95th. Get that back to cautious. Get everyone back to a defensive duty. Goalkeeper on defend. Fullback on defend. Fullback on defend. Terats, you don't need to go forward, my son. You can drop in there as well. Wingers, you go to support duties. You don't need to attack. And boys, when you get that ball, you time waste to your heart's content. There is absolutely no rush in this one. What a magnificent way to finish. What an undeserved victory it would be. Can we hold on? Oh, you've got to take your luck sometimes. A massive slice of luck with the second goal against Bromby. A massive slice of fortune with both of them here. The deflection in the ball back to Højlund for the first. And a huge deflection off Suarez's shot in a 95th minute. Romeo's got to get a shout out. That ball through was phenomenal. But the finish was not great. And we got away with one. A 2-1 victory. Those are the days you live for as a football manager. A good win. Who knows what the impact will be against Ajax in 3 days. But for now, let's go and have a look at the schedule and see when we're going to be back. Because now we need to catch our breath after that one. Well, you can't say I wasn't prepared for this. I've got the time wasting mug out. It was all ready to go. There are plenty of other players going out on loan. Oh, 5 more appearances and we've got to pay for Suarez. So might want to delay that one. Friedel is leaving the club tomorrow. His last appearance won't be available against Ajax either. If we have a look at the schedule, I think we'll come back for the second leg of it. I mean, my optimistic hope was that we'd be able to register the new right back the day before. That's not going to happen now. He's not even agreed terms. Then we've got the work permit and that. So I think we're going to come back for the second leg of Ajax, and then we'll also do the AAB game, because that one on paper should be a bit easier, but it will be a European hangover. We'll have to rotate a bit. And of course, by then, we might well have another qualifying round in the Europa or in the Champions League. What I might even do, depending on how time feels, is show the second leg of that and then the first leg of whatever follows it. So we'll definitely come back for the second leg of the Ajax game, and then we'll work it out from there. If you did enjoy this one though, a very impressive start to the season. It's certainly not clicking, and you know what? We didn't deserve to win that, but what a moment in a 95th minute. Is it destined to be a success? I don't know. Let me know what you think of the new keeper. Will the new right back make a big difference? And if you did enjoy this one, a dramatic end against Midtjylland, last season's champions, please do put a thumbs up on it. Can we cope with fixture congestion with all these players leaving in quick succession? The squad is shrinking, we're running out of players, but if you want to stay up to date and find out how we cope, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. I'll see you back here on Tuesday as we move into the new week with this save. But between now and then, we have got a little Sunday special tomorrow, and Southend United will be back on Monday as we finish off our 14th season. Thank you very much for watching. You can find all the key playlists and the other channels up in the eye above. But I'll see you back here for Ajax away in a Champions League, a reunion with Dutch football a bit quicker than we expected.